gonna say it. I think it's gonna be better than the Thunderbolts. Honestly, if they somehow manage to screw this up, I'll drink milk. I'll do it. Spoiler warning. No fancy editing for this video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm raw dogging it today. Moist critical style, if you will. Listen, I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong. I was rooting for the film, I really was. Yet here's Lilo and Stitch, another live action movie that ruined the classic. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there were some things I really enjoyed about the film. The whole CGI, it was really good. I actually really liked it. Some of the changes that were put into the film, I genuinely enjoyed and supported. And I said that in the previous video as well. But those were all the things that I liked. Why don't we talk about the things that actually ended up ruining the movie? I say this about 100 times and I'll say it again. The pacing was way too fast. In the original, we're introduced to everything. We're discussing all this. We're seeing everything go down live. And in the live action, everything is just like glossed over. And this is supposed to be the new, better live action. There was no Gontu in the live action. So who was there to fill in Gontu's shoes? Jamba. Oh. We gotta talk about Jamba. You see, Jamba has many things wrong with him. One of it is the CGI. There's no other word for it, just cheeks. His voice was also a major problem. The original had this heavy, mad scientist, hinting on Russian sort of accent. And the new one, again, cheeks. He doesn't feel like the Jamba that ends up being a good guy, because now we don't have a cool badass chase scene with the two spaceships. Did I also mention that this ended up basically sabotaging the sequel, prequel, spin-off series? This is Disney we're talking about, right? The company that loves making money. Why would you deliberately ruin everything? You just ruined the potential to farm more money off of this. All you had to do was just stick to the original. Cheers to the original, by the way. Jamba wasn't the only character changed, which I didn't appreciate at all. Bubbles was a social worker who then turned out to be CIA. In the live action, we have a social worker separately, so we essentially feel less connected to Bubbles, therefore making the whole CIA reveal underwhelming. By the way, David was a nobody. He barely got any screen time. It was kind of like the side character in the background. You know in the original how Pleakley gets attacked by mosquitoes? Basically David in the live action. And while we're on the topic of characters, whatever happened to Nani? Nani, did they do this? You get what I see what I did there? See the Japanese Nani? I'm slick with it sometimes. Anyway, yeah, what happened to Nani? When Nani loses her job in the original, she loves and cares for Lilo, shows her love and gratitude, and says, nah, it was not because of you. In the live action, it says, yeah, that's what because of you. Bitch, why you so heartless? Why you a bitch? That's stupid. You know what's even more stupid? The ending of the movie. By the way, the end of the movie, I watched through force. It was literally a moment when I said I might as well finish the movie. I wanted to click off. I really did. At the end of the movie, Nani no longer has custody to Lilo, and Lilo goes and just lives with the neighbors. But Nani can visit because she goes to study. Usually I would support this and say that, oh yeah, the movie's being realistic, you know, it's like down to earth. This is a kid's movie. Keep in mind, the movie wasn't bad. The movie wasn't horrible. It wasn't good either. There was nothing really standing out except for the good quality CGI. I'll give them that. The CGI was good. But that's basically it. Everything else was just straight up garbage. It was not hundreds of millions of dollars worth. It was just there. Like, Disney, how hard is it to get a classic right? They're called the classic. That's why you stick to the classic, the original. As I've said, a lot of the tweaks were kind of good. I liked it. The holographic disguises, I liked it. Them filling in the gaps and kind of filling in the corners. Jamba and Pleakley saying, oh, we can't harm humans. Stitch overhears that and understands, okay, to stick to Lilo. In the original, he kind of guesstimates all that. And I get it. I really do get it. It just almost seems like a pattern to me where the live action is either ass or decent. By decent, I mean it's just there. By the way, I think it had like a 7 rating. It doesn't deserve a 7. A 6 is a best case scenario. With that being said,